Would you fight Danny G from Birmingham? Danny G from Birmingham, I mean, he's some boy, Danny G. For a long time, I thought his content was proper cool. I say for a long time, it was a long time ago. I started watching him about 5 or 6 years ago. One of my pals started showing us a few videos, and I was just like, who is this nutcase? Like some unhinged, off the wall lunatic, flying knees and doing stuff, punching fresh air around his back garden and that. I just thought he was nuts. I thought he was funny and he was entertaining. He just looked raj. But then within about maybe between 2 and 3 weeks of watching all his content, I just got bored and stopped watching him. And I never watched him for years until I started my own YouTube channel. Come on, and obviously he's in this corner, isn't he? So I've had bits of crack with him and that in the past, and the bits of content I have watched and that I can't help but think like, fuck me, Dan. Like, what a bell end. What an absolute bell end. And I mean, I'm not sure what really to make of Danny G. Sometimes you ever wonder, like, do you think, some characters, do you ever think like, like, do they behave like that when they're on their own in their own house? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, do you think Danny G's really walking around his own house going, "Put me a cup of tea on, babe. Make me a cup of tea, will ya?" Like, you think he really lives his life like that? Because I don't. I think he's probably quite well mannered, I think he's probably quite a reasonable man, and he's probably a lot more in touch with sort of normality and reality than we give him credit for. But yet, you put a camera in front of his face, and it just turns into, this psycho, mate. And I just think, what a fucking sometimes. Some of the stuff that's been said and done and that, that young lass drinking, and there was a few things I've thought, what a fucking bell end, like. But I don't dislike him or anything, you know what I mean? In fact, on the contrary, I think people like Danny G, and characters like Danny G, I think they're good for YouTube. I really, really think that the entertainment value is brilliant, and there's controversy there, which always promotes interest, and I just think he's good for YouTube. Like, whether if that is finding his content good, bad, or indifferent, or you can immediately feel better about yourself. Do you know what I mean? But like I say, this corner, it has got a few characters. I'm proud to be in this corner. What can I say? I think me and Decker probably created this corner.